So this is the format of our table. So we are done with the title of the table and the different headings which we require in our table. That is also done. So next is we simply need to extract the values from the report files, and then we need to simply assign them to the respective columns. Okay, so now this is the table for the post synthesis part. So I have to access the reports which are inside the post synthesis folder. Okay, so now for that, let me assign a new variable where the report files will be assigned, okay, to this particular variable. So I'll not be discussing much about this. So I'll be using the glob command, and now again I have to go to the part where my report files is present. So let's check the part once. Okay, so my part, it's inside the ticker, it's inside the output directory, post synthesis, min max, and this is the first report which I want to access first. So let's move inside that. Now we are inside the script, so we have to come out of the scripts folder, go into the output directory folder, go to post synthesis. After that we'll go to min max folder, and after the min max folder we'll extract the .report files. For that we'll be using the wildcard character star .report. So now let us see whether our report files has been assigned to report file or not. So let's simply output it into the standard output. Okay, now here in this at this point, let me show you the difference between writing it within the curly braces and the double quotes. Okay, let us first print the report file inside the curly braces. So as I had mentioned earlier, inside the curly braces, whatever we write inside the curly braces, it is hard code and it will be printed as it is. Okay, now there will be no substitution in this case now. So let's just output that. So now as you see, as we had printed whatever we had written inside the curly braces, that is printed out. Okay, so this is not what we wanted, right? We wanted the different report files which we had assigned to the report underscore file variable. Those should be printed. So for that, now we will be using the double quotes. Now double quotes, as I said, it allows substitution and further interpretation. Whatever we require of that particular variable, it will be done. Okay, so now in this case you will see that the different files, the different report files which we have assigned to the report file, it will be printed out along with the given path. So here you can see, like these are the different report files, and through this I think you have understand the difference between the usage of curly braces and the double quotes. Okay, so let's go back to the program now. Okay, so next I am done with this, but however I have to access each of the report file one at a time. So for that I'll be using the for each loop, and for that I'll use another variable where I'll be assigning this report file as its input. Now before doing that, let me set another variable count and let it be 1, because I also want my serial numbers, right? So let's make that as set count at 1, and then we will be incrementing it up to the number of report files which we have. Okay, so for that, so first let us let us do the looping among the report files. So for each I'll take another loop, another variable, let us name that as report, and the input for this report file is nothing but the report underscore file. So now this is the syntax of the report file. Okay, now whatever we want to do within the report files and the table and the values which we want to extract, it has to be done within this curly braces for the report file. So first we'll just print out the report file. So so now obviously there is substitution, so I have to use the double quotes. Okay, so $report. Now in this case I will be accessing one file at a time. Now whatever we want to do, now in this case I will also be incrementing the count, because okay, after each now this is we have to do more things, but just to show you all, so after each report file our count will be incremented. Okay, so increment count, and let me just put that puts that also puts. Okay, now puts and puts again. Obviously this is not hard code, so I have to put it inside the double quotes. So let's rerun this now. Sorry, save this, duplicate this, and then rerun this. So you can see along with the reports our count has increased. Okay, so now this is done. We are done with the first column, okay, which is the serial number. Okay, so next let's move ahead to the program again, but however I will not be printing these again. So next is I have to get the PVT corners, the name of the PVT corners. As I had done earlier, we will be manipulating the file name of the report files, and then from those report files I'll be extracting the PVT corners. Okay, as we had done in case of the STA script. Okay, these these files I will be extracting. Okay, so let's do that now as we had earlier done, so I will not explain it elaborately as I had done in STA script. So first let's assign a variable. So let's name that variable. First we have to read the report. No, we don't need to read the report file. We have to. Okay, now first I want the file name. Okay, in this case I don't. Okay, let me read the report files first. To set file name, I mean not read, let me access only the file names first. Okay, that file name. So now as we have seen when we printed the report file, we had the path as earlier, but now we want only the file name. For that what we will be using, do you all remember, it is file tail command, right? File tail will give you only the names of the report files. Okay, so excluding the path. So file tail, and in this case what is the input? The input is our report. So I'll be done with this. Let me put this also. Let's put the file name. So puts file name, I'll be getting the report file. Okay, now however in this case I don't want the extension, I want only the name of the file. So for that what command we'll be using is the file root name. Okay, the file root name, and the input for that is this. So let us just print till this much now. So here we are done. So this is what we finished. So next, before doing that, so next I want only this. So for that what I'll be doing, I'll be splitting it at underscore, and then we will have 0, 1, 2, 3 elements, total 4 elements, and then from there I will simply access the 0th element. So let's do that. So what I'll do, firstly I have to split it at underscore, right? Split the, sorry, so we'll split it at underscore. Let's close this, and then we will access the 0th element. For that what command we'll be using? The lindex command. So lindex 0, and let's close this. So now we have to, only the PVT corners should be printed out as puts file name. Oh, yeah, like you can see out here we are not using double quotes, and we are printing the file name. So the value, whatever I mean, if we do not give double quotes or curly braces, it the puts command, it what it does, it allows substitution. Okay, but it's a good practice. I think it's better if we stick to double quotes and curly braces. Okay, so let's do that. Let's run this. So here we got the PBT corners. Okay, but how have you as you can see, like my files are not sorted out. I wanted actually the FF corners to come first and then the SS corners, then followed then after that to it has to be the TT corner. Okay, that is what I wanted. So for that I have to use another command. Okay, this why it has happened. It has happened because the glob command, it randomly selects the different file which are present in the given folder. Okay, so now for that I have to simply use a command, lsort command, which sorts out the files which we are accessing. Okay, and here like lsort command, it has certain switches, but I will not be talking about the switches. The default that it will simply use alphabetically it will sort out the different files which are present inside this directory. Okay, now you can check out about the lsort in the TCL programming documentation, or you can simply Google it. Okay, so let's just run that. So now my files are sorted. My FF are first, then the SS, and then the TT. Okay, so now this is what I wanted actually. So this is done. Okay, oh sorry. So now what we have finished, we finished the serial number. Now this I don't want to print it again, so this one's just for example, I mean just to see what will be the output. So now we are done with the first column and the second column. Okay, so the next column is, sorry, where is our table? So the next column is the start and end point of the whole, then start and end point of the setup, whole, and setups. Like these values actually I'll be getting from the single report file, so we'll be discussing about these next. Okay, how to extract the values. Okay, now before moving into the file parsing and extracting the required values from the report, let us first assign the values which we have already obtained into the respective columns in the table. Okay, so for that what we will be doing, we will be simply printing the values into the report files. So we'll be printing whatever we'll be printing it into the report files. And now what we will be printing, that those are not hard coded, but these are values which will be substituted, okay, and interpreted further. So for that we have to use the double quotes. So now first we have to access the row. To access the row we have to use the tr tag, sorry, the open tr and the close tr tag. Okay, open tr, close tr, and here first what we have to put is the $count. This is our serial number. Okay, oh I forgot, we have to mention the cell element or the data element. Okay, this is the element of the first cell. Okay, then next we will move on to the next data element or the cell element, and in this case we will be hyperrefing, will hyperref the PBT corners as we had already mentioned. For that we'll be using the A tag, A, and then what we will hyperref, the report files. Okay, this is the syntax actually. This is $report will be hyperref, and how do we want to view it? We want to view it in for my case we'll be using the hyphen blank as a target, which will open the reports into a new tab in the browser. Okay, so for that what will be a target? There are different targets also. You can check into the HTML documentation. Okay, so this will be what, hyphen blank, no, underscore blank. After that, after doing this, let me close the hyperref tag, and then what will be in the hyperref tab? In this element the value will be the file name. Okay, and in the now let me close the hyperref tag, close the hyperref tag. Let's close the hyperref tag. Why did I write double A? Hyperref tag, and then the data element or the cell element. Okay, cell element. So we are done with this. So now our two columns should be the two columns should be assigned with these values. So let's see. So let's check the browser to this. Let's refresh this. So here the two columns we are done with the first two column. Okay, so this is the hyperlinked one. So here the reports are opening. You can check whether re-verify whether the reports are the correct reports as per to the PPT corner, and these everything is available in my GitHub link. Okay, okay, which I'll be somewhere. I'll note that at the end of the video. I'll just give my GitHub link to. Okay, so here this is for TT, here these are the values. Okay, so this is done.